Hi, my name is Mike Keenan, and I'm just going to start reading, from time to time, just different chapters from a book that was written in 1890 about the Jesuits. Back in 1890, where people who spoke the truth were deemed as conspiracy theorists. Actually, I'm jesting. That word is only a modern invention just to steer people away from searching for the truth, quite sadly. Back in the 1890s, in that period of time. There were still men of God, men who believed God's word, who stood upon the truth of his word and tried to warn others. Today, here we are in Laodicea, and what a mess we're in a time of great falling away. I see videos put up by men of God, true men of God, who preach the truth of God without fear or favour, and they have all of their lives. Some men, 50 years of their life they spent preaching the good news of the gospel, and they'll post their video to YouTube, and they're lucky to get a handful of views, maybe 2, 3, 4 views if they're lucky. And you look at their churches, and there's be lucky to be 10 to 20 people in them. And that's just the sorry state of the modern church. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Yet you can log onto YouTube and you can, pick all these false, Bible teachers and preachers or whatever they call themselves, and they just tell people absolute nonsense. And people flock to them. Literally hundreds of thousands, millions of views. These people are headed towards disaster, and they don't even know it. And it's just tragic. It truly is tragic. Anyway, let's stand upon the truth and see what a man who actually stood in his convictions said in the 1890s about the Jesuits. So let's begin. The title of the book is called The Jesuits: Their Origin, History, Aims, Principles, Moral Teaching, Their Expulsions from Various Lands, and Condemnation by Roman Catholic and Protestant authorities, with the bull of Pope Clement XIV abolishing the society, and a chapter on the Jesuits' Estates Act by Principal Austin of Elmont College. And this was published in 1890. So let's begin the introduction. Whoever aids in the dissemination of the truth regarding the history and aims of Jesuitism is working for the best interests of humanity. Here, I added that. The true idea of the broadest and highest development of mankind is based on the fullest liberty and most complete culture of each individual in the human family. Individual liberty is the most essential element in individual growth. Protestantism grants personal liberty. Jesuitism insists on the absolute surrender of individual thought and action. Protestantism allows the right of free speech. Jesuitism refuses this right and permits the advocacy of no opinions but those promulgated by the Roman Catholic Church. Protestantism recognizes an untrammeled press as an exponent of the enlightenment of the age and as a mighty agency in disseminating the principles of the great leaders of thought. Jesuitism fetters the press and only allows the publication of what passes the censorship of the Church. Protestantism claims liberty of conscience. Jesuitism calls liberty of conscience a pestilential error. Protestantism is liberal and tolerant. Jesuitism is avowedly illiberal and intolerant. Protestantism gives the Bible to every man as his guide. Jesuitism says you must be guided by the Roman Catholic hierarchy. Protestantism opens public schools for the free education of all. Jesuitism antagonizes all who believe in public schools and demands that every child shall be trained by the Roman Catholic Church, the same church that has for centuries controlled education in Italy, Spain, Mexico, and Ecuador, and has made these countries the most illiterate and the most immoral in the civilized world. Protestantism enlightens. Jesuitism stunts the human mind. Protestantism places the authority of the state above that of the Roman Catholic Church. Jesuitism puts the laws of the Pope above the laws of the state. Protestantism declines to give the Romish Church the right to propagate its doctrines by force. Jesuitism assumes the right to appeal to force in carrying out the decrees of the Church. Protestantism believes that national law originates with the people. Jesuitism insists that the Pope is the source of the law. The Protestant idea of government is government by the people, for the people. The ideal of Jesuitism is government by the Church, for the Church. It is clearly the duty of all lovers of liberty to spread the truth in regard to the Jesuits, and Reverend Principal Austin has made it possible to do this by issuing his able, concise, definite, and comprehensive outline of their work and principles. Signed, James L. Hughes, Toronto, December 30th, 1889. And this book was ultimately published in 1890. So, okay, I'll leave it there for today, and want to get a chance over the coming weeks and months. If we're still here, I'll continue to read, and we can learn about the Jesuits together. And just be aware that even though this book is published in the 1890s, that the method of operation for the Jesuit is unchanging. What worked in the past for them works in the present. They are a very efficient and methodical military outfit. So anyway, I'll leave it there for today. That's it. Bye for now.